Hey, how's it going? Hope you guys doing well. Welcome in, Marcus, Leo. Hope you guys are having a lovely day. I'm surprised to see you here, Leo. You usually show up like way later, occasionally. So seeing you here at the very beginning of a stream is it's a pleasant surprise. It's a surprise. All right. So you didn't give even a 2-week notice. You just, I'm out. Fair enough. Yeah, then I guess you have more time now. Yeah. Also been deving. That's probably been nice. Yeah. I actually had a thought today, and I made a community post about it. I might have a way of that, like a relatively simple way of getting attributes during PCG computations and saving them as variables on the blueprint. So if you did some calculations and you wanted to set an attribute and you're like, I want to get that information to the blueprint. I think there's a way to do that. And I don't think it'll be super difficult. Potentially. We'll see. We will see. Hey, Stone Python, welcome in. Hope you're doing well. There's still a few things I need to figure out, but I think that would be pretty cool. Because then, let's say for the city gen, right? We're doing calculations, figuring out where the intersections are. You just have the locations of those intersections or whatever you want as data. So you can figure out which points have that, in the blueprint itself. And then you can spawn things on specifically those locations or whatever, right? You're contemplating what you want to do for the main horror aspect. If you want to do an alien or an alien virus. I mean, figure out what kind of gameplay you want. What kind of game do you want it to be? Horror is a genre, but that doesn't, right? It does not define the gameplay. So figure out what kind of gameplay you want to do, and then you'll figure out then how do you achieve said gameplay. That's what I would do. Because horror is, it could be stealth. It could be combat. It could be just walk around with jump scares. It could be more story based, right? There's a million and one ways. So figure out the gameplay, and then you can know what kind of things you want to do. Unless you have because you could tell the same story, right, in multiple gameplay ways. That's why I say gameplay. Yeah. Other than that, I did a little bit of cleanup for the keyword stuff we were working on yesterday, by making a blueprint function library. And we got one more to go. Hello, Life Lessons 101. 101 typically is the first class you take in something, if I recall correctly. So I feel so you don't have the life lessons down yet based on your name. You're just starting to learn your life lessons, which is good. Welcome out to God. Hope you're doing well. Oh, yesterday was your last day at a studio. I'm sorry to hear that. Hopefully you find work. Unless you already did, and that's why it was your last day. Which is congratulations. No combat, very much an investigation. Piecing together events to figure out what happened to the facility. Yeah, because for example, you could do a full horror game that's just a puzzle game. But the horror aspects is just there's blood on the walls and right, there's never a monster. but it's just like thematically all horror, and you can die if you do like the puzzle wrong, and then spikes come out and kill the character. Like, right? The point is, right? You could do horror without a monster. Like, there's so many ways to do horror. So it's just like mechanically, you got to figure out what kind of horror you want to do. How do you want it to play? Then go from there. Because I think like a lot of times you just do you do puzzle horror. Yeah. A great if you want great reference for horror games, go watch Markiplier. His 3 Scary Games series is so long. You'll get a lot of great reference of the kind of different types of horror games and whatnot. That's where I would go. I don't watch them myself. Like, it's funny, I watch the individual horror game videos occasionally, but I don't watch the like three in ones. I don't know why. Anyway, we got one power up left to do, and I can show you guys the function library that I made as well to make my life easier. So I made this. So I hate the fact that this is a drop down, but you can't have it be a drop down when it's exposed to a variable. I still want it to be a drop down, but it's not possible. And stupid. It's stupid. Basically, it's just getting how much curse reduction, how much it's supposed to be reducing by based on my unlocks. Then dividing that by 100, and then doing 1 minus, and then multiply by the value that's supposed to be getting of whatever it is. So for example, if I had no upgrades, divide by 100 would be 0, 1 minus 0 is 1, so 1 times the full value would get us the full strength of the effect, versus if this was 50%, that would be 50 divided by 100 is 0.5, 1 minus 0.5 is 0.5, right? 0.5 times, you see where it goes. Done. Yo, stop using AI. Welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. I'm telling you, I'm warning you now, though. You're based on your name. I do use AI, so prepare yourself. You're planning to do it. You arrive there expecting it to be a regular repair job, but then you're expecting to see crewmates, but no one is there. And the further you venture into the different parts of the facility, uncovering logs and piecing together more information, revisiting previous locations. But why? You know those tabs open? No, but it's not like the tabs automatically close unless I right click and do close tabs. So whenever I keep like opening tabs, they just keep piling up until I eventually go close other tabs. Right? That's the same thing here, right? Also, I couldn't tell you why the event graph ever moves past being here, but doesn't really matter. Anyway, I replaced all my stuff with this, and then I can just put in the row name, which is not the best, but yeah. Anyway, the one power up we have left to do is drunk, which is weapon ability cooldowns increase. So I need to, I mean, this might be actually relatively simple now that I think about it, because this might be just here. Drunk sounds like a debuff. It is. It is a curse. Yeah. These are my curses. So I have vulnerable, enfeebled, frail, exhausted, unlucky, greedy, bleeding, shredded, and drunk. We have 9 curses. So when you get a curse tier card, that is your negative that gets applied to it. The greedy one isn't super bad, but if I think of a better one, maybe I'll replace it. Let's actually make this 3x. Greedy makes the cost of future shop increased. So if you got the card on the first floor, the second and third floor shops would be higher cost. But if you got it on the third floor, then it's free, which is, I don't like that. So, I don't know. I gotta figure out a better thing here. Probably, but it's fine. At least we have something. The main thing is we have something. My favorite one so far is shredded. And drunk is weapon ability cooldowns, so I think we can do that here. Cooldown. Cooldown duration. What we can do is just have it here, because I think I'm not using this anywhere except here. Oh, sorry. Check cooldown, set cooldown duration. So here we can do when we set the cooldown here, we can check. Drunk. What if greedy made resource cost even more? It's like health, mana, stamina. There's no resource cost. Only resource cost there is stamina. And there's already one that reduces your max stamina. And that's purely for dashing. And nothing else. At the current moment. So this then gets, well, wait, let me just check. Weapon are increased by 100%. So that means I need to divide this by 100. And then add 1. And then multiply it by the cooldown duration. Yeah. So if we did a little print string here, we can find out how this works. Assuming that I get lucky enough to freaking get it, because going off what it was yesterday, we won't. I need to check if get player pawn, check hashtag, curse drunk. So only do this if we actually have the effect, because that would be better otherwise. And if not, then just do one of these. So let's take a look. Let's see. Is there a way to constrain camera angles that aren't directly on the player? You know, there's a set min-max that is only available for the currently controlled camera. I'm wondering if you have to set up some sort of clamp system for the cameras. What are you trying to constrain? What are you trying to do? No, we actually got it on the first try. That's a first. So, drunk weapon ability cooldowns increased by 100%. 18. There you go. I mean, that's as simple as that, right? Just for testing, let's just make this 1,000%, so I can really see that it's slower. Just not just number wise, but I just want to really be able to tell it's slower. Have some sort of follow cam that stops beyond specific angles. I mean, what are you using to rotate it? Because you can just clamp the result of whatever you're putting in to, right? Because things don't just magically move. So whatever you're using to set the rotation or set the movement or whatever it is, just clamp it. That's the easiest way. Like, I don't know what you're using to rotate the camera, but you have to be putting the value somewhere, right? Somewhere you have the controller setting the rotation. Just clamp the result. That's the easiest solution, I think. Look at a rotation node and try to see if it works. There you go. Give it a whirl. Break the rotation, break the clamp. Yeah, if you're, as long as you're setting it somewhere, you can, break it and then clamp it and then set it back as well. But you just need to figure out where you're setting it. And as long as you have a place where you're setting it, you can just clamp it. So, let's see. Is this super slow? Yes, it is. Ha-ha! This was so easy to... Okay, well, I guess done. We spent so long yesterday on just trying to get the curse to even appear yesterday that I'm just... You know what? I'm increasing it by 200%. 200%. We're 3xing it, the curse. So the curses we have now are vulnerable. Percent more damage taken. 50% more damage taken. I feel like 100%. 100% more damage taken. 50% less damage dealt. %, less max life. Max stamina reduced by 90%. Critical chance reduced by 100%. Cost of future shops is increased by 3x. Lose 0.5% of life per second, which seemed manageable. 80% chance to exhaust up to 5 cards in the deck. And weapon ability cooldowns are increased by 200%. Nice. You have min-max values set up in camera data struct. It's just figuring out how to make it work. Of course, you run out of things to do on stream today. Yeah, the game will be finished. I can't wait to just have the game be done today. Thank God. Can you imagine? That's a funny joke. That's a funny joke. But that means we can actually go do the shop stuff, because the shop is just so bugged. So, kind of looking forward to fixing that. I don't remember where. Which one of these I had thing? Oh, here it is. Oh, I also need to adjust the chance of chance for cursed card. Not 100% anymore. Let's do 25%. So every slot has a 25% chance to get it. The main thing we need to fix is a little bit of multifold for the shop. One, occasionally it'll bug out and it'll show the same card multiple times. We don't want that. And second, I want it so you can access the shop when you have no cards generated, and it will tell you that, because right now I can't even access it. And if you're just playing the game and you run up to it, you're like, what is this? I wanted to be able to access it, and I can only access it right now when I unlock something, then I have these. And look at that. Prime example of 2 of the same card. That should not happen. At least I can't buy it anymore. So let's fix it. It's been an issue for a while. It's about time we fix it. So we have this populate cards. Looks good. Ship it. Yeah, I should. I think I need to introduce a few more bugs to make it really AAA worthy, though. I think I'll make it so nothing quite loads right. Then I think I'll be ready to ship. So we have this get random card from shop. Let's close some stuff and then we can just start from this. Physics ragdolls. See, that's a little bit harder with sprites. Don't worry, there's like 1,000 bugs we still need to fix. There's over 1,000 things we still need to add, which will add more full thousands of bugs. I can't believe I still have the game mode called It's Spreading. What if the game's about bugs and adding more bugs? You could make a game like that. And people would play it and enjoy it. I mean, assuming you did a good job with it. It's Spreading was the name, name of the Game Jam theme that started this game. The game has nothing to do with it anymore. Spreading what? Your ass cheeks. Specifically yours. Not just anyone's ass cheeks. Specifically yours, Leo. Get ready. Let's do... just thinking. Oh, this. Get random card from shop. Get random card for shop, not from, for. So card shop generating just gets random shop cards. Okay, so we need to tweak this. So what I need to do is, instead of getting the random shop cards, I just need to get the shop cards in general. Do I have one? Get shop cards? Yes, I do. So then we can store that as our then we can do a loop on them, add to it, check the new array length. If we don't have another one, then we add more the next time we open it to populate. Okay, I think I have an idea. So what we need to do is just kind of do it here for now. You missed game jams. You stopped after 2018. You were doing them 4 years ago. 72 hours, no sleep, drinking monsters, super fun. Oh, geez. Yeah, I've only ever done 2 ever. One many years ago when I knew almost nothing about blueprints at all. And another one that was in 2 years ago in January. And then this game is the continuation of that. Of course, the game that was for the Game Jam looks nothing like this, but there's some remnants of it still. I need to merge a local variable. I'll call it shuffled shop cards. When we add a third one, hold on, don't I remove it from the shop cards afterwards? Remove shop card. Or just removes the shop cards. Okay. So why does this not work then? Hold on a second. How do I get the same one multiple times? How is that possible? We do this. We do transfer the curse card. If it is not a curse card, maybe I need to, when I put it here, I need to immediately remove it. and you add it. Oh, let me just change the order of operations on this. I don't know if it'll matter, but I'm gonna try. Oh, I think non-clamping was really the answer. He thought it was going to give quaternion bugs. No, you can break a rotator into just XYZ rotations. You don't need, yeah, well, like roll, pitch, yaw, and then you're good. Sometimes simplicity is the answer. Not always, but sometimes. Started in 2014 and in 2018 after you got a job working in virtual production, which then turned into working for games. I'm currently working in virtual production. I wish I could work in games. The pay is so much lower though. That I can't justify applying for games at the current moment. Use a for loop and pull the pull from the index and break the struct. The reason I'm not doing a for loop is because I'm setting too many. I mean, this thing could be a for loop. But I'm setting too many variables. And this one's only 3 things. It's only ever going to be 3 things, so mentally it's easier for me to calculate. So let me just check this. Also, what are we doing here? It's shop cards. If it is not empty, then we generate this. Yes. Your tech artist of the pay is not the problem. It's fine. Job to say I'm also a tech artist. I mean, you say the pay is not the problem, but I mean, it also depends, I guess, where you're looking. Because currently, like, I have a US paying job for now. We'll see where we are in 2 months. But I don't live in the US. So for me, it would be a big drop. You lived in LA for a year, so not sure if that makes a difference. I mean, the jobs are remote these days, so. From my experience, though, film just pays more. I think that's still true. Okay, so again, so right here, it got this twice. How did it manage to get this twice? So what's the fault in the logic? We're getting the random card. Then we're removing it. I could just get a random card from shop and immediately remove it. Also, I'm not using this for anything. So what am I doing this for? Pretty sure I'm not doing anything for this. Let me just confirm. Yeah, I'm just literally not using that. So goodbye. And then here, let's do a get random card from shop. Return a random one. We'll just promote this to a local variable. Chosen card. And then we'll do a remove item. And return the chosen card. There's really no reason for us to do this remove card from shop as well. Oh, yeah, let's do this. I think I see what's going on. I think I see the problem. Let's start with this. Then here, I don't want to set shop cards. I mean, shop cards is fine. We can just do select option 1 selection. Right, because add keywords, set it back. Yeah, we don't need this shop cards one. We just set it right on there. Is virtual production primarily setting up environments? Depending on where in virtual production you work. So I do the environments for virtual production, but virtual production is also the stuff that people do on the stage. And actually like work with actors and mocap and right that whole side of things. So the stuff that you create the environments that go onto that stage, the LED stage or LED wall. First, and then there's the people in virtual productions that work on those LED walls. Because it's two sides. Well, I guess this is the same. So we can just do this. You work mocap, level layout, lighting, tracking, LED walls, camera tools, etc. Yeah, so you probably work on the wall side of the team. I work on the environment side of it. I work on the Unreal side of the team. Or I guess you worked, past tense. Because I don't do mocap, tracking, LED walls, camera tools, etc. I do the environments and then all the stuff that goes into that. Here, here. This is dropping. This is going this way. here. I always wanted to know, are the LED walls that resolution dense that the cameras can't pick it up? Well, they're pretty dense, but like depend on which kind of wall, the size of it. It could be like 4 to 6K vertical. But you can also crank that higher. Hey, Sermon, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. Let me see if I can actually find, because I think it was available. I think I can probably find the resolution of the wall. It's looking. As Grok, no surprise. Welcome in, Stormrun. I don't know if I said hi, so hi, just in case I didn't say it. Hope you're doing well. So it was approximately 8K wide by 3K high. That doesn't, I feel like it was bigger than that. But that is just the outer wall. That's just the LED display. So 8K by, let's just say it's correct about it being, let's say about 8K by 3K. But then you have, then the camera itself is also recording. So now we're doubling it. And then sometimes you have a second camera also recording. So all three have to be in sync at 24 frames a second. Never, even for a millisecond, ever dropping below that. So, you know, it's a good, decent resolution, but it's not like we're pushing 30K, but, right, 3 times an 8 by 3K, right, you got to optimize for it. A little less so thanks to a lot of the new Unreal features, though, thankfully. Used to work on Lux Studios, and their LED was not that big. Genlock 24 frames. Yeah, they're all Genlock 24 frames. The one I worked at was, it says 8.5K by 3K. It was the biggest LED wall in the world for a time. Now it's gone. Here, I mean, I've brought it up before, but I should have pictures. I worked on this wall. And by the way, that wall resolution does not include the ceiling panels. So if that was accurate, where it gave me about 3K by 8.5K here, I don't think 8.5K. I think it's bigger than 8.5K. Why? Like, just ask. Like, I feel like that's not. It didn't give me the right resolution, but that's still not including the ceiling panels. also. And again, multiple cameras. But yeah, I worked on this wall, which when it's no longer exist. I don't know what it was. I don't know what the resolution is. I can't find like an exact number. If you search for Pixomondo biggest LED wall, maybe you'll find like the resolution. That's the one I worked at. I have photos of it that I've shown. I mean, I can pull them up again, probably. But yeah, the main thing is basically you need to have... The reason why you have to optimize environments is because it needs to go here with... So it runs this plus a camera plus another camera sometimes. So for reference, previously on the... Well, I guess the old shitty wall. The old for this wall, it was around... This was running A6000s. Not the nice new Ada A6000s, but the older A6000s. And our performance budget, I think, was around 12 milliseconds on a 3090. I don't remember, something like that. But big wall. Is that a picture of the plants you've been making? Oh, nice. Plants look good. What you can do, by the way, Sermon, is if you want to remove stuff like this, where it's like you see these sharp lines, you could add a Fresnel mask if you wanted to. You would need to be, you could just use a masked texture. And then past a certain angle, you could basically make it invisible. So you'd only get like the ones that are more facing towards versus the ones that are like at glancing angles. It's not required. You could just absolutely keep this. Looks fine. Looks good. Gail working on the save and loading plants. Nice. I guess you're using it on render farm for Unreal. No, Leo. You don't understand. I work in runtimes. This is all runtime. No. Virtual production is real time. The wall is in simulate mode. That's not pre-rendered. That's how you get the parallax and it matches with the camera. That's why you need to optimize the environment. If it was all pre-rendered, you could make the entire environment run at 100 milliseconds. It doesn't matter because it's pre-rendered. And no, virtual production is real time. You gotta optimize. A little less so now with the new with 5.6 and the new megalights are a lot better with the full release, but you don't use your own. No. They have their own PC, and every like one of those sections. I mean, the newer walls run on like A6000s, which is what, like $8,000 GPUs, and there's multiple, and they have to run in sync. Yeah. At $20,000 PCs, he means. He doesn't mean there's 20,000 PCs. I'm gonna clarify. It's missing a dollar sign. Yeah, they have like 256 gigs of RAM, Ada A6000s. I forget what CPU, but the point is, they're beasts. And they have to be. If the leaves are their own union mesh, you can also make it slightly rotate towards the camera when looking along the side. I doubt he has them as individual meshes. Your graphics card can put out can output 5 TVs? You thought that was enough? This guy can do multiple TVs doesn't mean it can handle like everything at a performance level. Not necessarily is what I mean. Yeah. I work on set environments. I plug it in already. Again, we'll see where I am come September. But that's when my current, I guess, contract expires, you can say. And it's a matter of if the studio can find more work. When I just simulate anything you're showing on screen with a green screen? No. So the whole point of virtual production is to not use green screen, because then you get a lot of benefits. One, the actors are lit to the environment automatically. Two, you don't have to rotor them. Now, sometimes depending on what you're doing, you still have like things coming from the ceiling, and you might need to still rotor out some stuff. But you don't need to do any of that. Three, it is so much better for the actors to actually see what they're looking at, to be able to like, oh, that. They're pointing at, whatever, if they need to interact with stuff. So it has a lot of benefits. Right? You don't need to imagine as an actor. Also, as the one shooting it, like recording it, and right, you immediately see the result. You could see them in place with the environment, no green screen. It's not later on. Maybe it will, it will look fine. It's just right there. You get the parallax. It's all accurate. Right? There's a lot of benefits compared to just a green screen where it gets added later and then hopefully it all lines up and you have to do camera mat. Like, it's a whole thing. It saves a lot of work, but it is expensive. Basically, that's what it comes down to. It saves a lot of work for people, but it is expensive. I think this might work. Let's find out if we get duplicates still. That seems very complicated to connect that many screens. I mean, yeah, it's not that simple. You'd never take it apart. You would just turn it into a museum. I mean, it's not meant for someone's home. I don't know how accurate it is. Like, but actually, let me see if I can find it before I give a number. I'm gonna double check. Because I got a number for something a while back, and before I say the number, I'm gonna just confirm, even if it's approximate confirmation, because I don't know if they were guessing on a number about something. Yeah, they were a little bit high on the number, but these are estimates. So, for that LED wall that was showing, daily electricity costs was somewhere between $1,000 to $5,000+ for electricity. Just to have it there. The electricity bill was anywhere from $1,000 to $5,000+. So, just for the record, the number I heard before was 10,000. That might also be when it's like fully running versus just like mostly on standby or light use. But yeah, it's not something you have in your home.
Ads roll in pause till you skip watching me make something that should be a simple function.
You can make a small virtual production studio if you have the cash. You really need more of a workplace, not a home place. The home will not have enough electricity to run enough. To run all those display panels, you would need like a lot of power. Yeah, VR goggles, very affordable. True. Make your walls and floors and ceiling TV. You can go anywhere. The majority of that cost being from the GPUs? No, actually the displays. I'm pretty sure it's the displays. With all those in the middle of winter, even when it's snowing outside, it will be warm inside when it's like running. They'll switch to solar for those screens. House on fire? Yeah. The processing, yes. Your 75-inch HDR TV uses 85 watts alone. I cannot even express to you how many panels there are that make that up. That make up that LED wall. I mean, look, I can find out. Approximately how many panels was You're guessing 2,000 panels? You're close. It was approximately 2,500 panels. It was 27.5 feet tall. 310 degrees. The display size, you know how you measure your monitor displays in inches? Well, the display of that LED wall was approximately 720 square meters. Just so you know, that LED wall was 720 square meters, not inches, meters. I mean, I can ask you how many inches it was. The real question is, what is Storm running on those TVs? Good question. Okay, this third one didn't generate. Okay, we're getting there. Okay, we're getting there. Yeah, so diagonally, you might have like a 30-inch TV. This was a 1,015-inch TV. Diagonally. Yeah, I feel like it's not accurate in the... I know what it's... No, this is inaccurate. I know what it's doing. The numbers it's giving me is completely wrong. And I know it's completely wrong because I just realized what it's doing. The height, I think, is accurate, but I think what it's doing for the width isn't... Because the LED wall is like this. I think it's measuring this distance. Not this distance. So this is inaccurate. Because it's like, there's no way that this is 3 times the height. That's just not accurate. So I think that's what's happening. So it's actually much, much, much bigger than what it's than all its calculations. Oh, you're fine. Oh, fine. Never feel bad about derailing anything. If I don't want to talk about something, I won't talk about it. You're already even the one who brought up virtual production to begin with. We were already on the topic by the time you asked anything. Yeah, so far I think it seems like it's working. Yeah, blame life lessons. There's a life lesson for you. Stop derailing. No, I'm kidding. Okay, so now we have the third one not generating once we pick it up. So what we need to do is running populate shop carts. I If this is greater or equal to 3, card options. What is the card options for? I don't think I need this. Oh, I see. No, this is fine. This just drops the last one. And for each, set visibility. That's all fine. So it does the populate shop carts. So then hold on a second. Is this not triggering... multiple times? I think it is, but I think what's happening is... It is fascinating though, yeah. And I understand why people are interested. So I'm happy. I'll happy to talk about whatever. Look, I have a lot more fun when I'm chatting with you guys, right? Like, I'm not gonna lie. So never feel bad about derailing anything. I'd rather talk about something like I'm interested in some way than, you know, than just sit here and just work on my game in silence. Printed. Okay, so it does print, so that means most likely what's happening is here it's not going. Is that it? I've come to the realization though that for me, what I do is not that important in in terms of my enjoyment. As long as I'm good at it, which I am in virtual production land, and the pay is good. That's the only thing that matters. Because now I'm getting the enjoyment part. Yeah, it does print hello. I'm getting the enjoyment part from the stream and working the game. Get shop carts. So then hold on. Why is, as long as it's not empty, oh, it might be actually generating it fine, but then it's just not setting the visibility on it? That actually might be the thing. Tell your code to give you a job. You don't mind going back to production. The problem is, everyone has a end date right now, and we're looking for new work. I'm working on Star Trek, but Star Trek got canceled. So we have an end date. So we're looking for the next project. So okay, so it does get printed. So most likely then, it's just not being displayed here. Yeah, because this will say... Oh. I think I understand what's going on. Let me just confirm. I think what's happening is it's setting it to be a smaller, it's resizing it to be smaller because I'm removing the stuff from that array. You're the same? I mean, do you not like games? I've inspired you to try Unreal. Wait, you were using Unreal? I'm surprised you're here. I appreciate it. You're doing your one game in C++, but you're curious what you can make. Do it. And if you know C++, that'll make Unreal a little bit easier if you want to you go that route. Have an idea for a shooter? Well, it's made for shooters. What's wrong, Leo? Why oh no? Yeah, it prints twice, and add another one. And then still prints twice. Why does it still print twice? Oh, because I resized it to 2. So it removed the third option. So instead of resizing it, I'm gonna do this a little bit different. Let's do this a little bit differently. We're gonna go through all 3 of them. And then here, we'll check if the index is equal to 2. This is the last one, right? And this is true. If both of these are true, then we do this for it as well. If it is not true, then I think we just leave it as is. Because once it's true, we don't need to ever put it back. Just do this. Let's see. Games are great, but take longer to get jobs. Some turnaround times are 3 to 6 months. Really? Is it that bad nowadays? Because it used to be that film was shorter term than games. Are you saying the contract lengths are that short? There'll be no mention of C++ in this blueprint stream. Well said, Leo. Well said. There will be no devil speech on this stream. Oh, I just realized what I did. I want to do this for, if this is equal to 2, hold on. If it's equal to 2, then we need to check this. If it is not equal to 2, then we just do this regardless. And then from here, we check if it is, if the shop cards would have removed stuff from the shop. I would have removed things from the shop carts. I need to know. You know what I can do? Screw all this. Screw all this. I'm gonna just do this entirely differently. Just do this part, and then here, if this is not empty, then we do this. And if it is empty, we just hide it. And by that I mean we do a set visibility. Oh, I should have made a note of what we're doing here. Let's do the shop cost. Let's just copy this. I'll do one of these. This is left, and this is middle. Guess they value having a degree more so than taught experience? No. Pretty much no one has ever looked at the degree. It's more hiring and processing times for AAA studios can be that. Oh, yeah, well, yeah, you gotta look for not AAA studios. It's more difficult to get a job at an indie, but it's more secure if you do end up getting the job at an indie. If that makes sense. Yeah, getting a job at a AAA is difficult and it's shorter term, typically. Yeah. From my understanding, at least. Wondering how toxic the environment is? If it's even worth it if you're still indie dev route? You're playing some landscape materials. What environment is Leo? I think I missed something. You can say with certainty, game dev can be hard on you, mentally and financially. There's not as valued as other forms of software devs. You have impossible crunch times. That's the other thing. I've never had crunch, except like for a couple of weeks, like 2-3 weeks, when I first just got started in film. It was the only time I ever had a crunch. Thank God. I hear horror stories about the game industry and crunch. But I feel like that's more AAA industry, crunch. Rockstar's forming a whole... I mean, a lot of people in the big cities are forming unions. I don't blame them. You have a bachelor's, but it's not needed. It won't change much. Yeah, exactly. Same thing here. Then the nice thing about things like the bachelor's or whatever else is if you need to go somewhere else, like in another country, then that can help. Like I'm now in Canada, and I was able to come here very easily thanks to me having a degree in effectively tech. So like in that sense, that was like the first time the my degree mattered at all for anything. Okay, so I have 2. I grab one more. Oh no, it's different. The look at her face. Maybe they was the same card. It's fine. It's 3 different ones. Is it working? Do we do it? Do we fix it? And these are good, but won't pay as much, which means you have to. Yeah, that's. Yeah. You work on the Matrix demo for UE5 and that crunch was hell? Wait, did you work at Epic? Where's the documentation for that, huh? Huh? Where's the documentation? Should give me more crunch. Should have finished that documentation. The bigger the business, there seems to be more whiplashing. Are all your assets free or paid assets? Mix. It's a mix of all of those. You could send it to me. I mean, I appreciate it. I won't say no. Yeah, this seems like it's working. It seems like it's working. Yay. Dude, how do you guys know if there's a way, like an easy, not super expensive in terms of performance way of doing like animated cards, animated images? Like, I feel like that would be like extremely expensive. I think that's enough test. Virtual textures, but the whole thing's loaded and you would need to have a like so many images. Right? Like if the cards are fully loaded, it's not like you can get away with like, oh, part of it's not loaded, so you don't have to load the entire thing, or like would it not? I've not used virtual textures enough, but so what I'm talking about is like, for example, if I want to have like a cool like a thing where this lightning is moving, it looks like he's being shocked and he's slightly like moving around, you know, like that kind of stuff. Where it looks like there's like a movement, like this stuff is moving, like maybe this stuff is moving, or it looks like the fire, right? Like stuff like this stuff. Basically just slight movement, an animation for stuff that's not just panning. Yeah, like holograph type animations, but that's not exact. I can't think of a way of doing that in a cheap way. Shader work and layering. I mean, yeah, I guess depending on like what depends how it is. Yeah, you can maybe get away with some masks, a noise mask. So instead of having the fire actually move, you would just make it feel like it's like. Yeah, I guess that's one way to do it. And then the question then will become immediately after that is that how do you make it making it then procedural? Not procedural in terms of the creation, but like how do you tell every layer to be a certain thing on this card, which is different from this card, which is different from this card? But I guess if you split it up by effect, so you would have maybe an array of layers, and then you would just say, okay, these ones assign this material, these ones assign this material, and these ones assign this materials. Yeah. Maybe. I'm just thinking like way down the line, but I think it would be really cool if like the different tiers of stuff would get like visually more interesting. So like a tier 3 one would look cooler than a tier 2 one. And it could be as simple as when I end up getting an artist to make them, that they will just remove parts of the image and that'll be it. So for example, like this spark would be smaller on this one, bigger here, and this one would be like the biggest one. So maybe it'll be that. And I just have the artist like, okay, just have some of these like not be as cool. So it could be just as simple as that. We just use 3 different images and say screw it to the movement stuff. I don't know. It just random stuff like that I've on my mind. Okay, those are 2 parts with random structs and rules. Yeah. Material could be reusable if you do dynamic materials for the VFX. Insert texture runtime. Yeah. Yeah. It'd just be a matter of assigning what you need. But let's go ahead and clean this up because I guess we've now fixed up the shop. Which is kind of crazy to say. By the way, do you guys know a way of... If I wanted to remove this point, is there a hotkey for this? To just magically have it effectively do this? Is that a thing? And if I wanted to, like, just remove the... Because you could delete it fully, but that doesn't reconnect things. I'm just curious if that's a thing that I just don't know about. But maybe you guys do. Sadly, no. Yeah, I didn't think so. Hey, Rohan, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. There might be. Can't remember what it is. Oh, that is a help. Welcome in, though. Hope you're doing well. Okay, the other thing we need to do is right now we cannot access the shop at all if we don't have anything in the shop pool. And I want to still be able to access the shop. Just have it display something else. Like say like no cards in shop pool, or, you know, something simple. Maybe a plugin somewhere that does it? Probably. Alright, because right now I can't access it, but once I unlock a card, then I can access it. So we want to tweak that. So yeah, we're just doing the interact. So let's go to the shop portal here. Get as long as this card is not empty. So we're gonna remove this. And on construction, it's here for now. So now I should be able to access the shop even with nothing there. Google set selected and press Shift Delete or hold Alt and click removes it fully and breaks the connections. Okay. Okay. So this is working in a sense. So what I want to do now is here. Well, let's say I guess it will say it's valid regardless, right? Oh, you can't do it, yeah, because you can't do it's valid for a struct because it's just always gonna. I could have it return a boolean to see if it found it. That would make my life easier. Success. The one is empty, not equal to. Oh, I guess you do just greater or equal to 0. Basically, if as long as it found one, it'll be a success. But once it's removed, this will probably change. So let me just, for the sake of things, local variable. Found card. Because it might re-get the value randomly. Yeah, if I alt click, see it breaks it. Shift delete. Oh, shift delete works. Shift delete works. Yeah, there you go. So if I just have a bunch of these, just real quick. And then I select one and do shift delete. Yeah, that works. Cool. We learned something. Yeah, to delete the reroute node, but keep the routing of things. Yeah. Because alt-click removes the reroute node, but also breaks the link. And I was trying to see if there was one for like something like this. I can't promise that I'm going to memorize that. I'll probably forget it really shortly, but, you know. Cool. So here, we just need to change it that, just do a branch here. Only do this if this is true. You should have that Unreal Hockey mousepad. Unreal Hockey mousepad? The hell is that? Unreal Hockey mousepad? What? What the hell is this? I mean, I have a desk pad. It's much better, but this is funny. Let's see if we can find any interesting stuff here. Let's see. World browser. Move level down left. What do you mean moon? What do you mean move level left, right? What does that mean? What do you mean move level? This is world browser, so this is in the world? What does that mean? Fresh browser? I think the world browser is not what I'm thinking it is. Okay, I'm gonna ignore that one. Control rig, no one cares. Level instance editor mode. Exit mode, escape, yeah. Toggle context restriction, shift L. I always forget this one. I think that's the gray view. Sequence recorder, no. Viewport client. Yeah, you can zoom in. Move camera back. Yeah, that's just regular movement. Mainframe. Hold on. The one we were looking for is blueprints. Is there even a graph editor? Is that what it be? Delete and reconnect nodes. There he goes. Shift delete. Find references. Alt Shift F. I should use this one. That's a lot faster. That's an annoying shortcut. Alt Shift F is not uncomfortable to select. But yeah, cool. Alt Shift F. Anyway. Hey, Revolutionary, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. Someone made a giant one. The problem is you're gonna be covering it with stuff. You're not gonna be able... It seems like more for UE4. Wasn't that for when levels were loaded into other levels? I mean, I don't know. Maybe. Couldn't tell you. All 4 modes of the camera system works? Okay, why are you progressing quickly? Because we helped you with the camera system. Not to have you do a complex ones when you didn't need to. You're welcome. I'll take 90% of my cut now. You know, Logitech MS Master Mouse? Why? What's special about that mouse? We finally got the data table PCG read working. Only took 3 weeks. Nice, congrats. Use it as a picture frame. Instead of the pictures here, I should replace one with just the Unreal hotkeys. That'd be funny. $90% of $0, still $0, but you said it. Yeah, I know it's 90% of $0 for now. If you keep this up, it'll be 95% of $0. You're on a thin slice. Okay, good. This is working. If I do this, excellent. Okay, so now what we need to do is just add a little image that says, yeah, with interest. We'll have a 20%. We'll have a 100% interest on the $0. In Unity, you bind, you build scenes and load them in or stream them. Imagine it's the same concept, but how does it work? But how does it work in Unreal? Yeah, in Unreal. I mean, there's like multiple ways. You could have levels, you can have sub levels, you could load and unload sub levels, you can have level instances, you can have full levels. There's like multiple ways of doing it, and it depends how you want it to work. Yep. I want to do discarded cards. Why am I checking for discarded cards? I need to check if after it's generated the cards, we can just check if card 1 generated is true. I just realized. I don't need any of this. I should check that. Because that means at least one card has been generated. Programmable, lots of functions, however you want. Per application too. I have the Corsair. Can't pull it that much. I have the Corsair Scimitar. The one with the 12 buttons on the side. It's really nice. I've been using mice like that for many years. I can't go to regular mice. It's just, I can't do it. It's too nice. It's too convenient. For hotkeys, oh, so good. Still going? Yeah, it's only 8:20. If this was not generated, we'll need to make an image. Image text to text. Why did everything disappear? Okay, I'll put the text on the parent. 'Cause screw you too. Let's just actually center it. And then we'll just say, no shop cards available. Center. Where's the font? And then we will just rotate the damn thing. Give it a nice shadow. All right. Make it red. Let's make it collapsed. I'm gonna make it hidden. Matter. Alright. Set visibility. Oh, I guess instead of this, I'm gonna do a pure, and I'm going to do a select. That's a better option. Use grip stickers on your mouse for those issues. Had no issues. Using a $10 Walmart wireless mouse. I mean, look, if it works for you, it works for you. Have a card that will kill you every 10 seconds. The problem is it's a roguelite. So if you die, you end the run. I can't. That. Can't really do that one. It's a good suggestion though, but can't quite do that. If it is generated, set it to be hidden, and if it's this, make it if it's false, then not hit testable. So now let's see if it works. Never tested anything better. Hey, look, if you don't ever experience something better, you will never feel like something is inadequate. Okay? Right? If all you ever know is something really shitty and you don't have experience of something better, like let's say a display, right? If you have a 60 FPS display and you've never experienced a 140 refresh rate display, you're not gonna really know what you're missing. You're not gonna be like, oh man, I wish I had that, because you don't actually know how it is. And I will say, going from 60 to 140, 120, somewhere around there, was a bigger jump than going from that to 180, which is what I'm using now. Like visually, right? I could do. You're imagining a scene, a panning camera that pans from door to control panel. The player has to interact with the control panel for a while, and then one of the pan back to the door. There's like a figure in the door frame that's out of view of the character and disappears the next time. Do it. Have a card that drains your HP for a massive damage increase instead. I don't have one that drains the HP. Perfect. Look at that. And then if I get a card available, it's gone, and then there's their cards. Yes. And if I got another one, yes. It's so much better. We fixed things. We improved things. I have a curse that gives you HP drain. So if you get a cursed level card, that's one of the curses. You have better eyes at 144 hertz and higher, less tired, less fatigued. I mean, I'll tell you this. There's a bigger variation change in so many other aspects than just that refresh rate that I feel like, you know, like depends on what I'm looking at during the day, will have a much bigger noticeable effect than the refresh rate will. I can't prove that, but my gut feeling says that. Based on no actual data. Because I can't do a scientific research on that one. But that's my gut feeling. Your whole living room is your PC, a USB 3 powered hub that's 10 feet long. Speaking of USB powered hubs, I still don't have one. A lot of my stuff is on my right side when I want it on my left side, and I really need to get a powered USB hub. Do you guys have one you recommend? Random question. Is there one that you're like, that's a good one, you should get that one kind of thing? Or is like, just grab kind of whatever? Because I really want to move my like streaming stream deck on the left, but it's just not long enough. So I feel like I should get like an extension. I don't know. You got the On brand. Has a C-type port as well for your phone. Well, the Anchor or something was good. That's a brand I've heard of. Manufacturers, but apparently just moving Windows on 60 Hz versus 104 is a major improvement for the eyes. I'll tell you this, it's just a major improvement visually. The easy solution, not the easy solution. This is the test that I do. What I'm doing right now is you're seeing the window move, but I'm moving in between the two monitors. And that's really the test for me, is how does it look when moving between the two monitors. And when you're doing this between the two monitors, right, you can see the 60 to 120, 140 hertz difference. You can visually see it. Right now, I'm moving it between my, I don't know, 140 or so and 180 display, and I really can't see the difference. Like, it doesn't look like it's very clearly out of sync. So I feel like once you're at that frame rate, I think it's good enough. Unless, of course, you're doing if you're an FPS gamer, right, or someone that needs that response time, then yeah, that's a different story. But I'm talking about Anchor. Okay, well, let me see. Anchor. What? I'm just powered USB. Okay, so now my next question. Which one? This one is not Anchor. Do we go? Is it 1, 2, 3, or 4? Does it matter? This one's vertical. This one's horizontal. Why is this such a short cable? Wait, hold on a second. Why are these such short cables? Isn't the whole point of this that it should also be long? No. What do I need it for? I want to move a lot of my peripherals, like the Stream Deck, to the left side. So I also needed to have a longer cable. And I'm now realizing that all of these have very short cables that would not help me with this. on Powered Hub 3.0. Well, there's one, but it doesn't look right. It's definitely not anywhere near in stock. This one looks cool. Hold on.
Emergency ad deployment. Everything on hold, including my will to debug functions right now.
This one just looks cool. I think this turns them on and off. I would never use this stuff. I don't really care. I just like the way it looks. Anyway. Yeah, USB extension. Yeah, but it needs to be also a powered USB extension. That's the thing. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I need a powered hub with a longer cable, the longer reach. Because I can't just get an extension, otherwise I can just get an extension anyway. So I need a powered extension for the powered hub. So really I need a powered hub with a... You use a 10-foot 3.0 USB extender cable. I mean, maybe it works. I don't know. At some point I need to get it. One day. Yeah, I have a system desk as well. It's nice. This baby cost me a lot of money. Because I had it shipped from another country. So the shipping on this thing was about 50% of the price of the thing. And I have no regrets. This desk cost me about $2,000 USD after the shipping and everything. Do you ever use it to stand? Yes. Well, I have the treadmill, walking treadmill, and I use the walking. So I stand it up. I use the walking treadmill with it, like right now 3 times a day. What did you get? So my desk is about 95 inches wide. If I recall. I love it. I love this desk. Hold on. I got an uplift desk. How many centimeters is that? I don't know. Couldn't tell you. But I got an uplift desk. Two leg. Width, yeah. He doesn't have that. He doesn't. I think is it out of stock? Is that why? Or is it not? Oh, I have a 2-leg. Oh no, I have the extension, so I think it 80 2-leg. I think I have one of these, and a lot of no, not these. So the difference on my mine they come with a lot of customizations. Yeah, so that's the other thing. These desks come with grommets, so you get a lot of and I have I don't have the USB ones. The USB, do I have the USB one? No, mine do not have the USB. But basically, I guess these are new. You could just, so I have power here. And having power here is so nice. Like just, because now I just have plugged in my, like if I have my external hard drive, I can just plug in there, my, and just like random stuff, like I just plug stuff into the desk. That is so nice. And there's a ton of customizations you can do. I have this guy, which is the height adjustable stuff. I don't have wheels. I think mine's sure. Oh yes, they're out of stock. I don't know. But yeah, it's and then I also have an extension. I also have a I think it's called a CPU holder. Yeah, I also have this. So I have my really large desk, and then my computer is on the right, and it's sitting on this, which is an extension to the desk. And then my computer sits on top of that. I forget which. So that's where that computer is. So yeah, it's pretty much my full like arm length is the desk, and then there's an extension. So yeah, it's a big desk. And I love it. So the point is, yeah, once you add up all that stuff, you wouldn't trust it. I've been using it for years. I've been here for over 3 years now. Multiple computers. The thing is, right, it attaches here, and there's quite a lot of like screws. And you attach it to it. Yeah, I want one of these. There was also this one. But the thing is, right, I need to attach it somehow because it's a sit-stand desk. I couldn't leave it on the ground. And I didn't want to do this one. Because this is basically the same thing, but you just, now you have this version, but I just didn't want that. I don't have a full hammock. I have like a foot hammock though. There's a lot of stuff I have for this desk. So I have that. I have a holder for this. I have another holder for what's it called? Headphones that I got as well. And you can buy this stuff separately, but it's like just convenient. And it's all screws in. Yeah, foot hammock. So just like when I lean back, I just put my feet up on it. Super convenient, super nice. But again, like the point, the real thing that this one has, aside from its size, the size is I think the biggest one, because I think size-wise, this was the biggest desk I could get. I could not find one this big here. And the other thing that I really wanted, and that I love, and the reason why I also love this desk, is the power rivets, whatever the hell they're called. Grommets, the power grommets. Having power ones, mine don't have USB. I wish mine had USB, but mine don't have USB. I mean, I could order ones with USB, but it doesn't matter. It's so nice. So. It works. So good. Yeah, I mean, out of curiosity, hold on. I might have The actual order confirmation. Hold on. Oh yeah, I also have like a mod. I also have like a thing that hangs in the back where I can just shove all my wires into, and it's like a little cover with a fold up. So I just put all the wires and stuff back there. Hold on. Shipping tracking. I see my tracking stuff. And one of the stuff got damaged, and they sent it out no problem. Oh, here's the entire thing. Yeah, so I got the Uplift Standing Desk V2. Standard black laminate. So the desk, so the main desk thing is 80 inches wide. It's 80 by 30. That's the main desk. And then I have with it the extension thing. Desk extension black. Oh, it doesn't say the size. I got a foot hammock, cup holder, desk hook, the Modesty panel. Yeah, got a few stuff. So it's 80 inches plus a bit, so it's around 90 inches. It's a good desk. But the whole thing, so the desk was about 1,400 USD with everything, all the accessories, but the shipping was the 700 or so. Because I shipped it from the US to Canada. So shipping was expensive, but I didn't care. I looked at sit-stand desks around here. None of them were this big and had the grommets. Not one. I couldn't find one. I would have gone with them, but not a single one had the size and the grommets. So desks are really nice. I think they sell the legs separately as well if you want to. Yeah, yeah, because I can remove the top of this and just install my own. Yeah, absolutely. You could DIY the USB to the desk. I mean, I don't need to DIY anything. I just buy replacement grommets with USB inputs, and I'm good. How are you telling the RGB channels to load in those in the texture atlas? What do you mean? I'm not using a texture atlas for anything. What are you talking about? Is my desk too big for you, Revolution Art? Probably would work and build your own, because I live in an apartment. I don't have no tools. $7 for shipping, crazy. The grid textures. This is just a single texture. If you want to know how I did this, check out my latest devlog. Where is it? Yeah, right there. This one. It's one texture is the entire thing. There's no texture atlas or anything. But the short answer is just a simple node. It's just the yeah, color curve. Why is it auto to freaking 480p? Yeah, color curve right there. Here. Yeah. This guy really didn't think this was accurate. Disingenuous title and statement in general. It's a lie. One mask but multiple procedural texturing tricks. At no point did I specify that I used a single texturing trick. I said I used a single texture. I gotta like always get amused when people are like get like angry at something that's not even accurate for what they're all saying. I find it funny. They're having a bad day, clearly. For you, it's too small. You have two. Okay, if you have two computers, that's a different story. Yeah, for two computers, you'd want bigger, but like this is almost the size of the entire wall of the living room. It's not the long wall. This is the long wall, but still. Okay, there's maybe 2 feet extra. Have a good night, Leah. Thanks, Tom. Bye. Yeah, for you want 2 of these, then for 2 people. What's the next thing we're working on? Yeah, shop's fixed. Do we work on bosses next? Do we rework the bosses next? Because we're done with the power-ups. Right? We're done reworking the power-ups. Why does that happen? I still don't know. I do need to rework the boss shop entirely, but I don't feel like doing that right now. It works. And there's our 3 boss. Oh, I need to drop him. I need to just drop him, actually. Let me drop him entirely. So he doesn't even show up. I mean, I guess for now, screw it. I'll keep him before we rework the bosses. So the plan right now is to go to my Fab account. Is to my library is to keep the Spire boss for the first floor. And then why don't I see, I searched creature and I don't find it. But if I searched 3D characters and creatures, where's my stuff? Fab, why are you such fucking shit? Jesus Christ. Why is this such shit? Okay, let me just... God. I do too. Oh, let me search for creatures here. Let me see what we have. Oh yeah, there's characters and creatures. Characters dash creatures. Why the fuck did they ruin this? I don't know. Look, I always go off on Fab every single time. It is such hot garbage. Jesus Christ. God. So bad. Angelani, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. That was so bad that somehow makes you miss old Unreal Store. Dude, I miss the old Unreal Store. No joke. I think it was a million times better. Was it good? No, but it was a million times better. Like, look, I was searched by characters and creatures. Look how much stuff comes up. Okay? Why is it when I'm on the website now, and this wasn't last time, and I'm in my library, characters and creatures, oh, now I get a ton. Why do I get a ton now? Just seriously, Fab. Seriously. Anyway, back to what I was trying to say. I think it still took so long to get this going and still shit. Yeah, the problem is they need to have let it cook for a long time and then release it instead of just releasing it. So the plan is to keep the spider boss, and then I want to use this guy. And what's the other one that I want to use? Oh yeah, one of the dragons here. So I want this guy, probably the one with the red magma here, as one of the bosses, obviously pixelized. And then I want to use one of the dragons here for the other boss, because I think having a dragon boss would be really cool. And they have animations, and I think we can work with enough of them. Or I can maybe grab one. I think it being low res doesn't really matter to me, or low poly. It doesn't matter at all to me because it's getting pixelized, right? So, in that regard, doesn't matter at all. So it'll be these two, and then and the reason I want to do this guy is because of the new pack that we got, the giant mega pack. It has a lot of really cool earth type effects. This stuff. So we can have that boss. All right, obviously we wouldn't have all of them, but the point is, right, we could just have him do rock attacks, or pillars could just get in the way as the environment changes. And there's also, aside from those guys, there's another one. There's these guys. And like, there's the ones that throw rocks, but I mean, I guess I can look into seeing if I can use them for collisions, but I doubt it. Like for like actually seeing if it like hits something. But I think for like visuals, it can still be cool. But you can see here, this one like, right, has like multiple in a row. So we can use these as attacks. This one puts up walls. So we can make I think a cool boss that maybe like blocks you off in an area, or this one, right, surrounds you and makes you unable to move, right? Obviously, these are just the effects. It doesn't actually have the collisions you'd need, but that doesn't mean that you can't just spawn the effect and then spawn in, you know, some collisions that to block the character, you know, however. So I think it could be fun. So that's why I'm thinking, because I already have him, right? Yeah, fake collisions wall. Yeah. So that's why I'm thinking I already have him. So I might as well use him, right? I think he was one of the free for the month stuff at one point, right? So I want to use him, pixelize him, and then use those effects. I think that would look really nice. And then the dragon, I mean, look, dragons are cool, okay? But let's be honest with ourselves. I think if rendered big enough, I think it can read pretty cool. I mean, we could take a look at what else we have. Creatures and monsters. Because the other ones I have aren't that amazing. Where's the other dragon I had open? That's not under creatures and monsters somehow? Oh, there it is. Why is this one not showing up under creatures and monsters? What is he? An animal? No. Humans? No. Is he a mechanical robot? No, it's just fuck you. That's what he is. It's just fuck you. Right, we have this guy that we can probably use as well. But the problem with him is he's too same colory. So he's not going to read well, I think, when you make him into a sprite. It's going to basically look all like one color. Whereas these guys, right, have a little more color variation. Right? A little more yellow, white, right? Some variation actually in the color. So I think these guys will read significantly better. And there's a few different shapes as well. And we can do like a green one or a red one, purple one, doesn't matter, right? There's a few different ones. So I feel like this will work much better. So I guess the plan is then... Tags, what tags? I mean, I showed that, right? Why have consistent tags? Why have consistent tags? Oh yeah, and there's building and human made, and then there's buildings and architecture. What are human made? Why is this a section? And there's only one here. And it's a light generator. What does that have to do with building? Or I guess not a building, it's to build? Like that kind of building? I don't freaking know. There's a separate commercial buildings one. Oh yeah, here's another one. I love this one. Would you like to have environments or environments spelled exactly the same twice? I don't know how. Why? I can't. I'm done. I'm just look. I can complain about them for hours. For hours, I can complain about them, and I have. I think overall, if you go back through all my streams, it probably has added up to hours of complaining about Fab. I will continue to complain about Fab because it's shit. Look, I'm not gonna pretend it's not, because it is. Allowing uploaders to make their own categories is always a mess. It doesn't matter if they make their own categories. They had pre-made categories, right? You can make your own tags, like you want to search by certain categories, like make your own category for searching. Cool. But they should still then be like subcategories of the main ones. Here are your main ones, and those are the ones people can search, and then within those, they can maybe put it into a search your category, and then like search for like a custom category, and then get those. Also, nature and plants and nature and terrain. Yeah, God. There's so many. There's so many. It's just sad. That's what it is. It's just sad. Get rid of the shop. Done with the shop. You have 1,000+ people working on Epic Games, still fails. Well, the thing is, we don't know how many people are working on Fab. And from my understanding, it is a separate entity that works on Fab. Because you can't even make a dependency. Like, I'm pretty sure Fab is like a separate... I don't know if it's a separate company entirely. Let's find out. How about humans? People, 2 legs, biped for separate. That is by Epic Games. They bought them. Yeah, but what I'm saying is, oh, okay. It says it's an internal project department from Epic Games, not a separate subsidiary. I thought it was a separate thing. Well, this is less excuse. This is even worse then. I was giving them a little bit of the benefit of the doubt on that one, because my understanding was it wasn't them. It was, you know, someone there, like a sub. That's even worse. Because the fun fact, you cannot do a dependency thing. So Tim, the creator of PCGEX, great guy, wanted to just have like a little like sub plugin, like a paid sub plugin for PCGEX. Where basically he would have PCGEX, but he wanted to like a few like very niche things. He just wanted to like make those paywalled. Can't do that because that little niche requires you to have the other one as the dependency, and that's not allowed on Fab. No, you cannot do that. Why? Because fuck you. You have to look at Epic's Jira task when you work on Fortnite. You have tens of thousands of tasks, all separate into the departments / sections, etc. I mean, having lots of tasks is fine. Like there's nothing wrong with that. The problem, at the end of the day, the problem boils down to always communication. The people making the website aren't talking to the people testing the website. If there even exists some people. Oh, you know what's my favorite one? That I think is still a thing on Fab? That I found day one? This is the thing that I found day one. If you search something, okay? So you used to not have this. It used to just be like, this is the first thing. But if I pressed home now, it selects the first thing here. If I press end, it selects the last thing. But hello, home brought it to the beginning of the text, but end doesn't put me at the end. No, home and end now select this. Instead of, you know, like a normal thing where home and end does the start and end of the text field. How? this? Does nobody test anything? Or worse, if they are testing it, who's approving it? Why? Well, this is the thing. I can't blame QA because we don't know if QA 1 tested it. They could have not. Okay, then it would be QA's fault for not testing stuff. But maybe they did test it and they just like, yeah, it's fine. Doesn't matter. Not a big issue. And then they decided not to fix it. We have no idea. You work for the cinematics team on the Fortnite dev side? Nice. I've never played Fortnite despite working on a few events behind the scenes in Fortnite. For some reason, I take great pride in that. That I worked Fortnite events. Like, I worked behind the scenes during the Fortnite World Cup in New York. Right, this was before COVID. I don't know why. I don't know why I take pride in the fact that I worked the event but never played Fortnite. I played a little bit of a custom game. That's all I played. I never played the actual game. I don't know why. I felt it was like just how it was. I just found it amusing, so I didn't want to. You don't play the game, but you worked on the game. Cinematics, special projects, and UFN. Nice. Yeah, that's like me. I don't watch movies, but I'm working in virtual production. I don't watch TV shows either. Working in virtual production. You don't need to play or watch the stuff you make as long as you do your work well. It doesn't really matter, in my opinion. QA does usually test how something functions. They test to see if it works as intended without glitches. For all you know, they think that's fine. I mean, look, there's so many things that were just like... The thing is, what they needed wasn't a QA, really. They needed just someone that normally just uses the functions. Because, right, when it first launched, right, it didn't have wish lists. It didn't have like so much functionality that was already there in the old marketplace. And the fact that they said that's fine is the problem, which is not a QA problem. Somebody up above said, no, it's fine. We're launching a product that is objectively worse than the current one in terms of what its functionality is. And we're going to force every user to use it. That's a high up decision. That's not a QA one. Because objectively, there were less features on launch than existed in the original marketplace. QA, I'm sure, did a great job QAing stuff, but you can't QA something that doesn't exist. So, like, I'm giving them some slack. There are bugs, like that home end thing, that I think QA should have caught and fixed. But, well, they might have caught it, but it still doesn't mean it would have been fixed. But the point is, anyway, I've been ranting now about Fab for again. Damn it. Every time this happens, every time. I mean, working in virtual production, everyone talks about movies / directors. I'm like, who, huh? Yeah, I'm the same. It's worse because I work in Star Trek and everyone's like making Star Trek references and whatnot. I'm like, what's that? They He'll name like a Star Trek series or something. I'm like, cool, what's that? Oh, by the way, don't get me started. The fact that some ships are named the same in different series, but they're not the same ship. I don't know who thought that was a great idea either. Sure, I guess. There wasn't planned probably to go this long originally, and so this happened. Alien want next gen. That was all in. Still forget. Oh, you watched it? I only watched like a few episodes as a kid, like a handful of episodes as a kid, and that's it. I've never really watched it. The thing is, I'm not a space sci-fi guy. I don't like futuristic, like that kind of, like, I don't care about Star Wars or Star Trek. I just don't care about that kind of futuristic sci-fi. I much prefer like worlds like Horizon Zero Dawn, where it's like old and new together. That's much more a thing. No, Blade Runner. I like cyberpunk. I just don't. But like, I like cyberpunk because it is, in a sense, not super futuristic, where nothing makes sense anymore. No Ratchet and Clank. I've never. I think I played one Ratchet and Clank as a kid, but that's it. No, I love steampunk. I love cyberpunk. Just not the fact that it's futuristic. Futuristic's fine, but I want more dystopian, I guess. Maybe that's the better way of. I guess one more dystopian. Shameful. Well, Ratchet and Clank was. I mean, I guess it was available for PS2, right? I'm guessing. I remember playing one of the Ratchet and Clank games and enjoying myself. Either way, yeah, it's not my thing. Anyway, tomorrow I guess we'll start on the boss. I'm surprised we got through the stuff today as quickly as we did. I genuinely thought it would take longer. And we were chatting for a good chunk of the stream. So, yay! Because yesterday was a slog. The shop's done. All the power-ups are done. The curses are done. We reworked that stuff. The next thing to do is to rework the bosses. Figure out what kind of abilities we want the bosses to have this time around. And then rework the logic what they use to move and attack and all that. We have a lot of the modular pieces that we used already for the enemies, so we can start reusing those for other ones. Yeah, and it could be fun. And we need to figure out, like, do we want to do like multiple phases again or whatnot? Because there's some things that we want to do probably differently. Like, for example, on the spider boss, that first boss we'll be reworking. There's phases where he spawns a lot of little spiderlings, and while the idea was good, I've never been happy with the execution, because when you have a lot of small enemies, either they all have to like attack in like a wave, in which case it's like you kill them in very quickly, or there's just too many enemies, or like it doesn't feel. Maybe I just make like more, like make them bigger, but just make less of them, so they have like medium-sized spiders kind of thing. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about adding ads. Maybe I don't add ads and we just rework the idea of the boss. I don't know. We'll talk about it tomorrow. That's gonna be the plan. It's gonna be our boss rework, and it's June 10th. I'm gonna hope to finish the rework of this boss at the very least by the end of the month. And then we'll be time figuring out what we need to do for the Epic Mega Grant and see if we need to have more or if what we have will be enough and we just need to like make a trailer or whatever it is and go from there. That's the plan. But for now, thank you guys so much for joining me. It's been fun chatting. I enjoyed myself. Hopefully you guys did too. We'll pick it back up tomorrow at 6:30 Pacific as always. And I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your night. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.